And here with me again is my co-host, the one and only Coach Nikki Lewis, coach of DC Premier 16U.
Yes, 16U.
And she's a little hoarse this week
Yeah.
from coaching, not yelling, coaching the young ladies.
Yes.
But Nikki, we're going to talk about the ongoing conference semifinals that have gotten underway.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about that really conference semifinals that could be a finals between Houston and Golden State.
Yes.
We've got Alena Neves, host of Side Hustle with, Alena Neves, host of Side Hustle with Alena Neves, and Armon Lee, host of the Quarterly Report podcast.
Welcome,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Roundball Report.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank
you.
So, do you want to kick your legs out in honor of James Harden?
Yes. Hey, somebody's got to do it since the Warriors have evidently hired some refs.
Yes.
I know. That's like, sitting next to him is kind of sitting next to someone I know who was watching it with me. No, the Warriors are not doing this. I was like, look at that. They missed a ton of calls for the first half of the game. What are you talking about? It was constant arguments. But anyway, nonetheless, we got through it. Yes, do I think Harden kicked out his legs on that particular play? Yes. But I do think that the one before that with Klay Thompson was definitely a foul when Klay got into his landing space. You can't do that either. That wasn't called. It's kind of unfortunate that there were significant key calls that were not called against, the Warriors. And so I say to myself sometimes, can I please watch a game where the refs are not helping them? Is there some time I can watch a fair game?
You sound like James Harden.
Right.
He said, all I want is a fair chance.
That's it. While he's kicking his legs out on every three he shoots.
For me, I agree. I hear everything you all are saying, but there is a bit of karma, a sweet poetic justice, if you will. The Houston Rockets, and I like James Harden, but all season long, they get the benefit of every single call. James Harden goes to the free throw line more than anyone else.
Yes.
He clearly flops. I'm not saying he flopped in game one, but he has made, it's an art for him, right? He has perfected the art of manipulating the referees and the rules, and I give him credit. But you can't build your entire offensive arsenal on manipulating the referees. And then the one time the referees don't buy it, you throw your arms. They talking about they auditing game stuff. No, I'm so sick of the Houston Rockets because of this. Because if you were to go to Salt Lake City, there are a lot of Utah Jazz fans like, hold on now. Donovan Mitchell got fouled all up and down. Rudy Gobert got all these calls where he was barely touching players, right? But now that they're going up against a marquee team, and yes, the Golden State Warriors do get the benefit of a clean whistle, but the Rockets do too. So I'm sorry, you make a living off of manipulating the refs, so too do the Warriors. So turnabout is fair play.
Right. I agree.
So Alena, he needs to focus on making the shot rather than trying to draw the foul.
Oh, no.
Because what was he, 9 for 27 or something like
that?
Yes,
it was bad.
He had but they both did though in the beginning. It was rough for both teams. But it just so happens that Golden State tends to get better in the third and fourth quarters, and that's when they turn up the heat, obviously. But with the game prior to that, the Clippers turned up their heat in the third and fourth quarters, and that's when they came back from that 30-point deficit to beat the Warriors, which shocked the mess out of them. But nonetheless, in this game, I just feel that let's just have some fairness along the line. I'm not saying that the Harden does not get his fair share, his unfair share of calls that go toward that help him out significantly, and I get it because I can hear my daughter, Ma, he steps to the right, then he shoots. That's a foul right there. That's not fair. You can't do that. So I understand that, but at the same time, I just think refs help out the Golden State Warriors when it comes down to really tight situations, tight games, and they do.
Now,
if there's a call that goes,
as an official myself,
and as a part-time official myself, I don't totally agree.
But Andrew, look at this one. Everybody is talking about what CP3. Did he hit the ref? Did he not hit the ref when he was out of bounds? Whatever. Nobody is even looking at the video. Who made the ball go out of bounds in the beginning? No one. That is my complaint. Let's move it back. It was really Steph Curry who knocked the ball out of bounds, but Eric Gordon got called for it.
So we're going to talk about anything that happened on the court that the players did, or we're going to talk about the officials?
No, but it was a ref game. It was a ref decided game because they didn't allow. I feel like they should have allowed them to play them.
I don't know. I mean, I see what you're saying, but the referees didn't put the name on Steph Curry when they were up by 1. You know what I mean?
No.
That wasn't a good decision.
That was a bad matchup, though. That was so wrong. You don't have Nene, who is a giant.
Shouldn't even been on the floor at that point.
No, he should not have even been on the floor at that point. They should have gone small ball completely and not had him. But I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to close in the lanes, but still, Steph Curry is too good with the weaving, bobbing and weaving in and out.
Gotta be quick.
Yeah, it's going to be quick.
He's
you can't
slippery.
check him.
Yeah,
It's too slow to check him.
And the Warriors are so smart that the moment, I mean, the name was only on the floor for like 10 seconds, and they identified him so quickly, and then, of course, that's
right
happened. So, I mean, I understand what you're saying in terms of, and I do think that's kind of the case throughout the NBA. You know, the champions always, like Michael Jordan pushed off on Byron Russell. Shaq, you could have called a foul. Like, do we remember the Robert Horry Sacramento Kings series where Shaq was getting called for fouls when he was actually fouling players on the Kings? When you are a champion, you get the benefit of the doubt. But that means your margin for error is so small. So when Mike D'Antoni puts an A in the game, even if it's for 11 seconds, those are errors, unforced errors that you can't do. Because they will exploit it.
But he had no choice because look how bad
PJ Tucker was playing.
PJ Tucker
he had 5 fouls.
0. Yeah, he had no points.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Capella. Where was Capella yesterday?
Yeah.
Well, they went with the Hamptons 5 lineup,
he wasn't. He wasn't
didn't
a
get
part
to
of
use
it.
his quickness like he normally does.
Yeah.
He normally beats the other centers running up and down the floor, but they didn't play a center yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, but he was still. I still feel he could have gotten several rebounds and helped out his team a bit more. I mean.
Do you think it's too soon to have this series in the conference semifinals when this?
I love it. I love it.
Like, why they're both healthy?
I think the first round, despite, I mean, we obviously had Damian Lillard and his heroics and the Russell Westbrook, excuse me, great one-on-one showdown. But that was kind of like the only kind of main event of the first round.
Right.
Now in the second round, we've got Boston, Milwaukee, Toronto, Philadelphia, and then this series as the main event. So it's never too soon. Give me the best basketball immediately.
Got the 4 top seeds.
Don't make us wait till final for it.
Yeah, but I feel like the best one of the first round was the Clippers versus the Warrior matchup.
I thought that was a good matchup because I felt like the Clippers came out every night ready to battle.
I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm washed. I couldn't stay up to watch that game.
They were worried.
I couldn't stay up.
They were worried. They were really worried. They were worried.
Plus, I didn't see anybody play the kind of defense Patrick Beverly.
Beverly was on it. And Beverly was on it. Yes. That was a really good series. I agree.
That was such a good series.
Yeah.
I was pulling for Lou Williams. To me, he is so spectacular. I can't believe how. I'm just shocked that he's sixth man.
Right.
I mean, because he could be a starter on anybody's
he and Montrezl
team.
Harrell, they led the team to score coming off the bench.
Testament to Jerry West. I mean, when you think about him in basically back-to-back off seasons, you trade Chris Paul, and then you trade Blake Griffin, and then you look at what he got for trading Tobias Harris. There is a reason why Jerry West is the logo, and that's obviously because of how amazing basketball player he was on the floor. But he's even a greater, you know what I mean, executive front office man, which says a lot because he's one of the 50 greatest players of all time.
Right.
So
and
Alena,
that skill doesn't always transfer.
It very rarely does.
It doesn't.
Just because you're a great player does not
make
mean
you a great coach.
A great coach.
what's on sale? Oh, I'm sorry.
Or a great,
Magic Johnson.
or a great
Joe
GM.
DeMarco.
Or a great GM. It does not. It
doesn't transfer. We see that because Michael.
But who do you, aside from your legitimate complaints about the officiating, who do you like in the series?
Who do I like in terms of
winning the series, Golden State and Houston?
I think Golden State will probably pull it out, but I think it is going to go 7. I don't think they're going to sweep them. I don't. I honestly don't believe that they can, because I think that Houston is going to go back. They're going to watch this. They're going to make adjustments. And I've seen them. Look at what they did in the regular season to where they're playing right now. They quantum leaped within like a matter of a few weeks. That says a lot as a team. They're playing, you know what I'm saying? Even to the extent, think about this though, they didn't even play their really top level a game, and they still were competitive.
Yeah, they had a horrible shooting percentage.
They had a horrible shooting percentage. They lost the game by
4 points.
4 points, right? 104 to 100, and they weren't even playing that good. I mean, and then on top of that, Harden didn't. I mean, what was he in the beginning?
No,
he was 3 for, I don't know what he was. I don't know. His numbers were really low in the first half. I was saying, oh my God, this Harden is struggling, right? Then he pulled, he was able to pull it together in the end, and he still had as many points as Kevin Durant.
But speaking of
Finished
Durant,
it 36 points apiece.
after he told everybody in the Clippers series, I'm Kevin Durant.
Right.
You know who that? You know what? He's averaged 40 points a game since then.
I mean, it's so
Kevin
funny.
Durant when Patrick Beverly was on his butt though and held him.
But that's what. But after
Yeah,
those,
and then he ate him up right after.
He ate him up.
This is the funny thing, man. I think when it comes to KD, it's easy to get caught up in, he left Oklahoma City and went to the Warriors. He joined the bandwagon, the burner accounts. There's a lot of things that you can get caught off the minutia on Kevin Durant. But when it comes just to inside the basketball lines, that boy is cold, man. And
He's ridiculous.
it makes no sense. And it really is unfair when you think about
unfair.
it. Because Steph Curry, in my opinion, is a top 10 player of all time. And then Kevin Durant may be better than Steph. You know what I mean? And they both are on the floor at the same time.
and Clay can go for 50
and then
anytime.
Clay is standing right there going, he's like 1A.
Yeah. It's nuts. It's an embarrassment of riches.
It shouldn't even be allowed.
And they had Boogie before he got hurt.
Before they, and then they got the refs.
I like that. Perfect circle. He came back full circle.
Let's turn it to the East. All the talk about Boston being dysfunctional and everything, they're 5-0 in the playoffs, and really they shut down the Greek Freak in Game 1.
They sure did. They shut them down yesterday, and they're going to continue to shut them down unless Milwaukee. But I'm not sure. Can Milwaukee make the changes that they're going to need to compete with Boston? Because Boston can come at you on so many different levels. Plus, they have a lot of experience on their team, and then not to mention Kyrie is just so clutch. He's just clutch. And then you have you have the veteran Al Horford teaching Giannis a lot of lessons yesterday. Like, you got to learn when you come in here, you come into our playground. It's, even though we're playing in your playground, but still.
But that's been the question with the Bucks, Armon. Do they have a legitimate second option?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, to be fair, they're out without Michael Brogdon, and obviously he's a local player, but, he's a 50, 40, 90 guy. So that type of shooting, what you saw Sunday, that Giannis, he's an amazing player. In my opinion, I think he's going to be the MVP. But there are still flaws in his game, and you saw the lack of court vision because they lured him. Boston's such an intelligent basketball team. They lured him into traps, and then as soon as he made his move, there are 3-4 guys just surrounding him. And Giannis didn't make the smart play passing out of it. He tried to shoot it, and then Al Horford ate those things up.
All right, folks, we're going to go to a quick break right now.